Hey everybody, Ashley Page here. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Educational Insights. If you're new to Educational Insights, we'll tell you two quick things. One is, welcome. We're glad you're here and we hope you get some good knowledge out of it. And secondly, our Educational Insights are done Thursday each week, and they are a deep dive on one subject that we feel like can help you build your library, as it were, in money and markets. And that's in compare and contrast to the portfolio vlog that the guys do on Monday. They give you a much broader sense of market for that week, and also the information we send you from our research partners on Tuesday. So the topic of today's vlog, we hope, will help you from the sort of human resources job department, and it is congratulations. You've just received a DRY promotion at work. Number one, what is that? And number two, should you take it? A dry promotion is simply this. Your company likes what you're doing very well in the job, and they've come to you because you are doing well to add to your responsibilities in the firm, but there's no salary increase right now. Well, the first reaction, and I don't blame you, is why would I take extra responsibility without a salary increase? And what we're going to do today, and Brian's going to list those for you, we're going to give you 4 times that's probably a good thing to do. And then we're going to give you 5 times that's probably not a great thing to do. But the main thing to keep in mind is every situation is different. It's like Sesame Street. One of this is not like the other. And so every situation is unique to you and somewhat complex with a lot of factors around it. Before we get into the 4 reasons to do it and 5 reasons not to, let's look at this nationally and answer this question. Is this going on much right now? And the interesting thing, yes, it is, and more so. There's some great research done by Ray Smith at the Wall Street Journal through and using Pearl Meyer, that's a national human resources consulting company. And if you go back and look at 2018, what Pearl Meyer does is they do a lot of surveys with companies all over the country, different types, what they make or do, what the sales level is, the geography is different, all of that. They try to get it as broadly based as they can. And what they found, they posed the question, how often do you do this type of dry promotion to someone that's doing well? Well, back in 2018, about 8%. Some did, not that much. But the interesting thing is, over the last 6 years, that's almost doubled. COVID has had a little bit to do with that, with some of the other changes in the economy, but we're seeing that among our clients here more and more, that they're getting promotion, but not necessarily a salary increase in it. So what are the 4 reasons to do it? Accelerates both your pay and your stature long term. You know, when you sort of look at it, it's not a calculus that's really hard to make. A lot of times that happens early in your career. I thought about it preparing for this. My first promotion was a dry promotion at a bank here, but I was in a staff function in merger and acquisition. But the promotion allowed me to move into a commercial line lending function. And in our company, that was the much faster way up. So even though there's no extra money in it for me at the time, that was late 80s when I first started working. I was about 30 years old. Even though there was no money with it, that was an easy decision to make because I knew that that would long term accelerate both my pay and my stature within the organization, and it worked. Number 2, many times if you get a dry promotion and you're not getting a salary increase with it, the extra knowledge will allow you to leverage and jump to another firm that will pay you for it. Interestingly, 2 years after the scenario that I just told you about, I met my wife Whitney at the bank. She was going back to MBA school at Emory, so we were relocating to Atlanta for a couple of years, and I was able to use the knowledge from the dry promotion to get another job in Atlanta while she was in grad school. That was a good pay increase that allowed us to get through. The other decision there that was the right one for us as a couple is that she was improving her education and skill set, so it sort of helped her both. But that's a good example where My first promotion was more of a dry promotion, and then I used it for more salary all within a 2 or 3 year period. So my point in that is throughout your career, you have a tendency to get a little bit of both. Number three, a dry promotion is good to take many times if you're in a knowledge-based industry. Good example of that would be technology or healthcare. Surgeon friends of mine have told me, particularly early in their career, that the knowledge that they gained in residency and fellowship was a much more valuable currency of the realm than the pay they made at the time. So many times, if you're in a knowledge-based industry, that can accelerate you faster. And then finally, number four, we have a lot of clients at FiPlan like this. We're blessed to have clients with a lot of tenure with us. So we've watched this ourselves among our clients. They'll start early in their career with a dry promotion. They'll take an increase in responsibility with a company. There's no salary increase with it in the immediate, but one thing that they will get are some perks long term, like stock options. Well, they've both progressed in their career since that point, but at the time their company sold, they did extraordinarily well that was well worth the dry promotion that they took. So those are about four examples that you should take one. Five examples quickly that you probably shouldn't. One is, this is pretty obvious. If you're burned out in the job, don't take it. It's one of those situations where if you're already burned out in the job, it's just going to make it worse. If you're doing more work for the same pay, you get nothing from that. Secondly, a little bit more positive reason is a lot of people, kind of what we call in post-achievement career. You get a dry promotion late in your career, not too long before you're going to retire, and it just doesn't give you as much leverage because you just don't have as much runway left to go. And on top of everything else, other things in your life are becoming important. Travel, sort of, I'd say philanthropic work, maybe grandchildren have come along, that type of thing. You just get to the point in your career where it just doesn't matter as much. Third, sort of the reverse of the knowledge-based career. You're in a company, and three and four kind of go together here. You're in a company that's got tight margins anyway, in an industry, say like lumber, commodity, or distribution, where you don't have as much pop anyway that you can get long term. And many times, nothing against those because there's good knowledge base and things to learn and everything. But if you have a company that is more of a commodity type producer, you're probably not going to be able to leverage as much knowledge in that as, say, with our example in technology and healthcare. And then finally, this is sort of the dark side of it. Sometimes a good reason to turn a dry promotion down is what the company is really doing is you've done well enough, they don't want to fire you or sort of push you out the door, but they kind of are constructively showing you the exit by giving you a lot more responsibility and no pay. Fortunately, that one doesn't happen very much, but human nature is human nature, so it does come up. The final call to action that I will give you is that if you have a dry promotion and you're looking at that, make sure that you engage our planning area, of course, which is Jason Hatley, Mark Hume, and Robert Moody. Three really bright, capable guys with a lot of experience. But I think a lot of times our clients want to come to us with a planning request that's more math specific. You know, something, salaries going from here to here, or there's some large sale of something and they feel like the math has to be the only reason they come in. Make sure that if you have something like the dry promotion and it's not anything for now, come on in and engage the planning function because our folks would love to talk to you about that and help you make some better decisions on it. So with that, we hope you have a great week. As always, engage with us on any social media platform, or we're good old Southerners around here, so we love it when you call us on the landline or just come by to see us. Thanks. Have a great week.